Hello. Okay, so this is a video for week 9 discussion. And question 1 asks, describe the debt tools your company has chosen to employ. The company that I have chosen to look into during this quarter has been Amazon. And so to answer that question, I would say that the debt tools that are utilized at Amazon are unique because they really take advantage of the idea of using debt to grow a business. Not many people use this model for different reasons and the risk that is associated and whatnot. But they use at Amazon, they use debt wisely to secure the financial future that they envision. They also, when analyzing it on their report, look at the debt to income and debt to asset ratios and use that as pinpoints for performance and growth throughout the years. Question 2 asks, how long do you expect your company to stay in debt? I believe that Amazon will be in debt for, I can't exactly determine a specific amount of time, but I think that they are on a trend currently of being in debt for a minimum of a couple years to come. It's a growing trend if you look at their previous years compared to this year's. The debt increase is has increased significantly. They are investing higher amounts of money into their capital expenditures and just investments to grow their business. And these higher expenditures mean higher debt for the company. And so I think they're going to continue to do this as a way to build their business for years to come. I don't think that it will be too big of an issue for them, but I do think that they will be in debt for a little while. Question 3 asks, how well does your company use debt? I would say very well. Clearly, Amazon is a very well-established, successful company. For a specific example, their long-term debt to asset ratio has increased from prior years, suggesting that Amazon is progressively becoming more dependent on debt to grow their business. So, like I kind of touched on before, they use the technique of having debt to increase and grow their business. And so I think that is an example of using debt very well, because many organizations may collapse or find stress or so many problems that can occur from debt, and Amazon kind of chooses to take a different approach and utilize it in a positive way. Question 4 asks, if you were the chief financial officer, how would you do things differently? I don't know if I would necessarily do things differently per se, although some hesitations that I may have about this method is just the risk associated with it. With that, you always have interest increasing the amount that you're gonna owe, especially if something was to happen, market collapse, something significant happen with the organization that changes their kind of routine that they're in right now. I think that it will affect the high amount of debt will affect it negatively if something goes wrong. So there's just a high risk there, risk of paying so much more in the future, risk of losing the business, so much risk that is associated with debt. It has to be reviewed and managed properly within the organization if they want to use it to be successful and grow their business, such as Amazon does. And question 5 asks, in your opinion, could the company continue to achieve its goals without debt? I think that Amazon specifically would be able to, just in the sense because of the simple fact that it is so popular and such a widely used company. If it were a smaller scale organization and they were in the kind of the same situation where they had room to play around with some money, but they weren't as well known, I would probably say that they could achieve it without debt. Sorry, what was it? Achieve its goals without debt. But I think that at Amazon, since they do have the ability to have the cash to make these investments that they know will work for the company, I think they should take advantage of that and use it to every benefit that they possibly can. Sorry, I hope that made sense. I know I kind of messed up there a little bit. So I think that Amazon doesn't need to have the debt, but it does help them, and they can afford to risk it. All right, so I think that answers my questions for this week. Thank you.